Hello everyone. Thank you very much for watching the 11th episode of David Needs a Job. Okay, this was supposed to be the subject for the 10th episode, but as you probably have watched in the previous episode, something else came up regarding my cell phone, and that became a strong enough topic for me to talk about in place of the one I'm going to speak with today. Now, this topic that I'm going to bring up is the reason why I'm doing a video series such as David Needs a Job. Why would I put myself out in public in such a way in order for me to get my my point across regarding my job search? Now, you might think, understandably but not necessarily correctly, the reason why I'm doing this is because I've been looking for work for 3.5 years. I haven't found work yet. I'm probably tired, frustrated, angry. I've got a lot of steam and a lot of resentment built up, and I needed to find a place to let it go. And I decided to do this through social media just to get it off my chest and get my my spleen vented. Well, you want to know something? That's a small part of it. It's not the main reason why I'm doing this video series, but it is a small part of it. Understandably, I am frustrated. I am angry. I have been looking for work for 3.5 years. I've networked as hard as I could. I've gone to job fairs, applied to thousands of jobs, gone on hundreds of interviews. I've done the unconventional stuff, such as applying for jobs outside my IT expertise, as well as being in the IT field, where I did my applications for looking for employment. I've done videos. I've done a blog at davidallengay.wordpress.com. I've gone to employment centers and career coaching to help me out in terms of finding a job, improve my chances. And here I am in this age of austerity, this jobless recovery. I am still out of work. So yeah, after 3.5 years of searching and looking and putting yourself out there, putting yourself in places where you'll have doors slammed in your face and going through the psychological blows of not having a job for such a long time, wondering what your purpose is in life, wondering if you're even contributing anything and not being a sponger, of course you're going to be a very unhappy person. But again, it's a small part of why I'm doing this video series, but it's not the main reason. The main reason why I'm doing this video series, David Needs a Job, is actually in two parts. The first part is best outlined in a story done by Michelle Mandel of the Toronto Sun in July 7th, 2013's edition. She writes about an actress by the name of Lauren Holly who lives in Oakville, who had some concerns about one of her sons being bullied. And she went through the conventional methods, trying to speak to the school principal's office and related staff about what can be done to stop her son from being bullied. But she was hitting a wall. And finally, she just basically got frustrated and said this in a Twitter post or a Twitter tweet. Hey, Halton DSB, if your teachers continue to ignore me, it's going to be boom, red hair everywhere, no more, if bullies beware. In other words, she just basically took the biggest megaphone that social media can offer and threatened to shame the administration of the school into taking action. And you want to know something? It worked. She actually got some sort of response. So the first part of my reason for doing this is much like what Ms. Holly had to do. I decided to take the biggest megaphone that I can get my hands on and let people know through these videos and through my blog that I'm looking for work. I tried the conventional methods too. I tried going to employment centers for career counseling and workshops to improve my interview skills. I tried the conventional way of applying for jobs, networking, going to job fairs. I did everything. Probably if you were to ask me anything about what I did in my job search, I'd probably answer saying, yup, I did that. Oh yeah, I did that too. Oh, I did that like 3 years ago. I probably would have had an answer for everything that you would have asked a question about regarding my job search. So I now am taking the unconventional step that Miss Holly had to do. I grabbed the biggest megaphone and said, "I'm looking for a job. Can anyone help me?" And this is my video. This is what the series is all about. And that's the first part of it. The second part, and this is the most important point to the reason why I'm doing this video series, is by sharing with you my experiences, my frustrations, and what I've had to go through, the trials and tribulations of trying to find employment in this depressed economy we're in now, is that we have a problem. And the problem is not so much that I can't find a job. It's much bigger than that, way bigger than that, and a lot of people don't seem to understand what the problem is until you hear what I have to say with regards to my experiences looking for work. My first sign that I realized that there was something really different and really bad about this particular economic downturn back in 2010, January, was I went to a workshop at the Career Foundation, which was the first of 4 employment assistance centers. And this workshop was to get tips on how to find work, laying down the foundation of a successful job search. And the thing that struck me and really hit home here, dead center in the chest, about just how bad things really were, was when I got there and I sat down at the table, there was a lot of people around the table with me. But it wasn't so much the number of people that I saw, it was the diversity. I saw a lot of white males like myself. I saw a lot of people who were visible minorities. Male and female were equally represented in the room. I spoke to a guy that was blue collar, worked in a union parts shop for 30 years and is now in a situation where he was laid off. He's on a severance. I spoke to a woman who is a vice president of finance, and she is having trouble finding a job. I met someone, a nice young man, who just got out of Waterloo, University of Waterloo, and is looking for work, but he's now in the deadly catch-22 of, well, he has no experience, no one wants to hire him, but how does he get experience if no one hires him in the first place? And I met someone who's just 5 years away from retiring, much older than I was, did the old school traditional jobs before the new economy kicked in the 2000s, and he's having a hard time finding a job. But at the same time, he can't retire because he would get less retirement benefits. He has to work a few more years. There is absolutely no way that such a wide amount of people can be affected unless we all had something in common that was taken away from us. Something that we were able to rely on before, had the resources to access, but all of a sudden, something just went out the door, gone completely, and they, like myself, were in a situation where they did not know what the next step was, or where did you even go to get work. It was as though the floor was completely taken out from under them.